Mischievous Kitties, Stormy Weather. Jewel felt herself being startled awake. She looked around through bleary eyes to find the reason, but she didn't see anything out of the ordinary. She just laid her head back down when Mer-Ka and Pepper went speeding past. Their pounding paws made the chair Jewel was sleeping on shake a little. She looked up to watch them. "Oh, that's why," Jewel said to herself, a little annoyed. She then again laid her head on her paws, this time preparing to ignore the light shaking of the chair. But she couldn't ignore the sound of their pounding paws. Putting her paws on her ears didn't even make a difference. "Hey!" she hissed at them, frustrated. Mer-Ka stopped to look at her, and Pepper ran into him, causing them both to tumble to the floor. "What's wrong?" Mer-Ka asked from under Pepper's back paws. "What are you two doing?" Jewel asked. "What's it look like? Running!" Pepper responded, lying on his back. "You guys played earlier. Isn't it nap time?" Pepper shrugged. "We're not tired yet." Jewel sighed, exasperated. She scratched an itch behind her ear. "Some of us are tired and trying to sleep." "Sorry, Jewel," Mer-Ka apologized. He pushed Pepper off his back. "We'll try to play somewhere else." "Then you'll wake up someone else. Why do you have to run now?" "I don't know. Maybe it's because my back and ears just feel weird." Mer-Ka said as his back started to twitch. "Weird how?" Jewel asked as she shook her head and started to scratch her ear again. "Looks like you might be feeling it too," Mer-Ka smiled. Pepper laid on the floor so hard they could hear a loud thud. "Ow!" Jewel said as she jumped a little. "Didn't that hurt?" "Nah," Pepper said as he started to roll back and forth. "Just trying to scratch an itch on my back." He rolled a little bit more and then quickly rolled back onto all four paws, looked around, and ran off. "Wait for me!" Mer-Ka called as he ran after Pepper. Jewel laid back down with a yawn and took a deep breath. But she found that she could no longer get comfortable. She twisted her ears trying to get rid of the funny feeling, but it didn't work. So she rubbed her eyes and ears with her front paws, but it didn't help. She placed her face on the edge of the chair and stared blankly at the floor. Moments later, she got up and walked into the sunroom to look at the birds. She soon started to doze with her face buried in her front paws on the windowsill. Even with the window closed, the scene was still very peaceful, and Jewel could still hear the beautiful tweets. But her ears twitched when the tweet suddenly changed. She lifted her sleepy eyes to look, and the wind had picked up and was blowing the feeder so hard it was swinging. She looked around and saw the leaves falling and the branches of the trees swaying. Peaches walked into the sunroom at an earnest pace. She jumped on the other chair and looked out the window. "Is it just me, or did it suddenly get dark?" Jewel looked around the sunroom and realized that she was right. Their shadows were obscured. "I didn't even realize that. I was more concerned with the wind and the birds getting scared." Peaches scanned the sky outside and looked up at one particular side of the sky. "I think a storm is approaching." "What?" Jewel followed her gaze and saw large, dark gray clouds billowing towards them. "So that's why they were running," Jewel said absently. "Who was running?" "Mer-Ka and Pepper were running earlier. They were complaining of weird feelings in their backs and ears." "That makes sense," Peaches said. "Storms usually bring changes in pressure. We can usually feel it several hours before the storm actually hits." The wind kicked up again and the sky grew even darker. Jewel felt her breathing increase. "It's moving really fast." Peaches looked again. "Yes, it is. I better go find Mr. Fluffles. He gets scared during storms." She jumped off and started walking out. Jewel watched her. "He's lucky." Peaches rotated an ear and she looked back at Jewel. "Lucky?" "He has you to take care of him. Whether he's sick, scared, or just wants company, you're always there for him." "I'm there for all of you. We're family." "But he doesn't even have to prompt you. You see a storm coming in and you didn't think of mocha or cream. You know Mr. Fluffles that well. You know he'll need your company. Peaches smiled warmly. Well, I'm not crazy about storms either, so keeping each other company helps us both. Jewel looked down at the floor. I wish Pepper wanted to keep me company during storms. Peach's smile vanished a little. Why don't you ask him? You were good friends, right? Jewel's sad eyes met hers. I thought we were. We were really close to the shelter. I was a runt. Pepper was the only one who could make me feel special for reasons other than something being wrong with me. He helped me feel normal. But now? Once he was big enough to get on the counters, he found other things more interesting than me. Peaches gasped when a flash of lightning cracked across the sky, making both kitties look out the window. The thunder followed quickly. Jewel squeaked and ran at a high speed out of the sunroom to the stairs. Peaches thought she heard her stumble a little as the white kitty ran up the stairs. Peaches could guess where her destination was. Under the bed was Jewel's favorite place to hide and be alone when she was scared or sick. But something about their conversation made Peaches think that Jewel really didn't want to be alone right now. Peaches found Mr. Fluffles hiding under a chair in the dining room. She picked him up by a scruff and carried him upstairs into Owner's bedroom. There was another flash of lightning and the kitten covered his eyes with his paws. Peaches also heard a small squeak from under the bed. She put Mr. Fluffles down and they both crawled under the bed near where Owner's feet usually lay. Peaches looked over to her left and saw a shivering Jewel curled into a ball against the wall. Is she okay? She's not getting sick again, is she? Mr. Fluffles asked. She's afraid of storms too, Peaches answered quietly. She then laid down and Mr. Fluffles snuggled against her. She cuddled him close. Neither of them purred, but neither of them were shaking in fear either. She looked over again at Jewel. The white kitty looked so small by herself. Their conversation played through Peaches' mind again. She didn't realize Jewel had been a runt when she was growing up. Must have been awful being smaller than everyone else all the time. It was good that Pepper was there during that time when she needed him most. Peaches looked down at the content Mr. Fluffles, and then back up at the shivering Jewel. Pepper should be here. Peaches gave Mr. Fluffles a couple of licks on the head. What's wrong? He asked, looking up at her. I have to go do something really quick. I'll be back, Peaches whispered. Okay, I'll be here. Peaches got up and was about to crawl out, but she looked back at him. He was still watching her, eyes huge, and he was starting to shake a little. I'll be right back, I promise. She then crawled out. She looked around the house, trying not to jump at every flash of lightning or roll of thunder. She was just about to give up when she saw Pepper in the hammock of the cat tree, cleaning his face. Pepper, she called. He looked back at her. What? Before you get too comfortable, you are needed upstairs. He scowled. For what? Owner isn't home. Jewel needs you. For what? Peaches got up on the cat tree so she didn't have to yell. She's really scared of this storm. Jewel is scared of a lot of things, but that doesn't mean she needs me. What about at the shelter? What about it? She said that you made her feel special. She loves spending time with you. Pepper's cheeks blushed a little. Really? I didn't think I made that big of a difference. She was so beautiful. I was shocked she wanted to be around me so much. And now? Pepper pouted. She's so independent. I started trying to keep myself busy because I thought she didn't want me anymore. But she does want you. She misses you. How do you know? When she was sick, she wanted to be left alone, but That's my point, Pepper exclaimed. We didn't even know she was sick because she doesn't want to be with anyone. Or maybe she wanted to be left alone by everyone but you, Peaches suggested. I don't think so. Did you even check on her while she was recovering? Well, yeah, of course I did. Well, I think I did. Pepper looked at Peaches with sad eyes. No, I don't think I did. She needed me and I didn't even ask if she was okay. What kind of a friend is that? You can always make a change. How? I know. She is under owner's bed, very scared right now. Sure she isn't just sick? Would that make a difference? Either way, your friend needs you. I don't know. You know what she told me just a little bit ago? What? That she wished you would snuggle up with her during this storm. This time a red blush covered his face. Really? Yes. Why doesn't she ever ask to cuddle or spend time with me? Did she do that in the shelter? Not at first. Then she probably won't this time either. She's upstairs, looking so small. I think she needs to know it's okay and that she's still special. She needs you, Pepper. Then what am I doing here? Pepper jumped off the tree and started looking around the living room. She's upstairs, Peaches suggested, confused. I know, I'm trying to find a toy. I can't go to her empty pod. How about that little fuzzy gray mouse over there? Peaches pointed by the couch. Yeah, that'll work. He grabbed it and headed upstairs. Thanks, Peaches. You're welcome, she called back. She took a deep breath and smiled. Back upstairs, Jewel had watched Peaches leave and looked worried at the little Mr. Fluffle sitting alone. Are you okay? Oh yeah, I'm just not good with storms, he replied. Yeah, me too. Where did Peaches go? I don't know. She just said she had something to do, probably using the litter box. Yeah, that makes sense. Would you like to sit with me? You? You sure? He asked, confused. You usually sit there when you want to be alone. Yeah, I know. But I hate being alone during storms. Well, I have to wait for Peaches and see if she's okay with it too. Okay. You're a good friend. At that moment, Pepper stuck his head under the bed, holding the fuzzy gray toy mouse in his mouth. Jewel lit up, happy to see him. When Peaches walked upstairs, she happened to catch sight of Pepper's gray tail. This confused Peaches. It had been several minutes since she talked to him. He should have been in the room cuddled up with Jewel by now. Peaches continued into the room and crawled back under the bed. See? I told you she would come back, Mr. Fluffle said happily to Jewel. Peaches was happy to see Pepper was cuddled up by Jewel. He had placed himself between her and the wall. Peaches smiled when she saw there were several toys sitting around Jewel. Jewel leaned against Pepper and nuzzled his muzzle. Peaches purred. Peaches was about to settle back with Mr. Fluffles when Jewel asked him a question. Hey, you guys want to sit over here? She asked in a calm voice. Mr. Fluffles looked at Peaches. Can we? Yes, Peaches whispered. We'll get closer, but we'll let them just cuddle with each other. Okay, Mr. Fluffles replied happily. The pair settled down about a tail length away from Jewel and Pepper. Mr. Fluffles curled up in his favorite spot, and Peaches hugged him close. She was about to lay her head down when she heard a sound. She looked over at the pair and saw Jewel looking at her. Pepper had settled and was even laying his head against one of the toys. Thank you, Jewel quietly mewed. Peaches smiled and nodded. You're welcome. They both laid their heads down, and the four kitties weathered the rest of the storm together.